Hello, everyone. I want to read a little bit to you this morning from the King James Version of the Bible. I made a video or two on this before, but I want to come at it maybe at a different angle if it'd be okay. I'm going to be in Mark 2, 1 through 9, something like that, in the King James Version of the Bible. So it says, "And again he entered into Capernaum after some days, and there was noised abroad in the house." I think Capernaum was like his headquarters type thing. He'd go other places and he'd come back to Capernaum. But anyway, if I'm wrong about that, that's not the main point anyway. And straightway many were gathered together, insomuch there was no room to receive them, no, not so much as about the door, and he preached the word unto them. They couldn't get anybody else in. He had no the internet. He had no TV, no advertising to tell people. It just noised abroad. And they come into him bringing one sick of the palsy, which was borne of 4. And when they could not come nigh to him for the press, they uncovered the roof where he was. And when he had broken it up, they let down the bed wherein the sick of the palsy lay. So, if people I know took me to a house and they couldn't get in, they said, "Brother, we can't get you in." And I say, "Well, I understand. Don't worry about it. You did the best you could, brothers," or whatever. But these brothers, they went up and tore the roof off and let him down. So you talk about some friends. I want 4 tear off the roof guys on my team. Don't you? And I want somebody on my team that can take me further than I can go on my own. And that's what he had. He couldn't go do that himself, but he had people that could help him do that. And when Jesus saw their faith, he said unto the sick of the palsy, "Son, thy sins be forgiven." But there were certain of the scribes sitting there and reasoning in their heart. They said, "Why doth this man thus speak blasphemy? And who can forgive sins but God only?" And immediately when Jesus perceived in his spirit that they so reasoned within themselves, he said unto them, "Why reason these things in your heart? Whether is it easier to say of the sick of the palsy, take thy sins be forgiven thee, or to say, arise and take up thy bed and walk?" We need people on our team, if you'll pardon that expression. We can't do things by ourselves. I am so thankful that we have some good brethren at our church that can help me, and they do help me, and I appreciate that more than I could say. I said I want to have 4 tear off the roof guys on my team. Who do you have on your team? Are you always the smartest one in the room, or you got somebody that can push you higher? Jesus had 12 disciples. He had they weren't all alike. He had fishermen, he had tax collector, I guess like a agent from the IRS kind of people, and he just had varied talents, and that's what you need. You don't need cookie cutter cutouts. You need people that's different. You don't need yes men that'll tell you that everything you say and do is okay. You need somebody that can balance you out if you happen to get on the wrong. It's common for us that when we like myself, I graduated in 1966, and that's been many years ago. That's nearly 55 years ago, I think, and I don't know where many of them are at all. Haven't run into a whole lot of them since I graduated. Um, I've performed weddings, and you have people. The groom, he'll have his however many, 4 or 5 or however many it is, in his wedding party, and then those people kind of fade out of view. You need those people that's going to stick with you. They just start fading from the picture. It's natural to lose friends over time. I mean, you lose them to moving off or whatever, or death. You lose friends from time to time. But when you lose them, sometimes nobody comes and replaces those people. Uh, and they kind of come and go. You need those, as I was saying, you need those people in your circle, in your team, on your team, to ask you some challenging questions from time to time. Uh, you need people that value what you do if you do the right thing, and give you permission to do it the way you can do that best. We need to stay in touch with those people. Like I say, high school friends have gone and other things, but the ones, the man had 4 that carried him up on. We need to stay in touch with those people, and we need to be close to them. We need to be checking out. A church needs elders that can work with the minister. I know Moses, he was judging people from morning to night. He was wearing himself out, and his father-in-law, Jethro, I think his name was, he came to visit him, and he saw what he was doing, and he said, "You're going to wear yourself out." So he appointed maybe like 50 to handle the difficult matters that he wasn't, so he wouldn't handle everything. And if they couldn't handle it, and they had people over 50s and 10s, it's been a while since I read it maybe, but and a minister certainly needs his elders. I don't know why anyone would want to do it all themselves. I don't understand that, but I suppose they have a good reason, they think. I remember when I was first over at church, this particular church, they were going to needed an announcement to be read before church started, and they said, "Brother Dale, you want to read this announcement?" And I said, "No, I don't want to read it. I don't want to do everything. I want there to be other people that can do that." But as I said, I want 4 people or more that can take me further than I can go by myself. You can spur each other on. I refer to my friend, Brother Jack Kelly. If you get tired of hearing about him, I'm sorry, but he's just a big part of my life. But he would go off to meeting, and they would go off to meeting. We first came into the ways of the Lord, and they would call me, and they'd say, "You want to go tonight?" We'd already been about every night of the week, and I had to work. And I'd think, "Oh, man, we'd be coming home late at night." And I think I'm going to let them brothers have it tomorrow night. Them boys, I'm going to let them go because I am wore out. And they'd call, and there'd be something to get stirring up inside of me and get to burning. And they'd say, "Would you want to go tonight?" And I said, "What time are you going to leave? What time will we have to leave?" Sometimes I didn't get a chance to eat or whatever. I just went because of that pounding in my heart, and that serving Jesus, if you will pardon expression, is the greatest thrill I've ever known. I really enjoy living for God. If there wasn't a hereafter, but there is, I would still choose to serve the Lord, even if there wasn't one. And I love God's people. I am so fortunate that right now, this particular time in my life, to have a church that like I am a part of right now. It's what you long for, and you feel like pinching yourself, and you think, "Man, I must be getting ready to die sure enough because all this, all this that I'm a part of right now." So it's a lot of work to have everybody, but it's well worth it. And you don't want everybody on your team to be just alike, think just alike. But anyway, maybe I digress a little bit. But I want 4 tear off the roof people on my team. And I've enjoyed getting this to you. I love you. May God bless you. I'm going to give you my number, 256-508-4410. And if you call me and I don't get to it right then, I'll get to you as soon as I can. And so 256-508-4410. And until next time, may God bless you.